So in this question here, we are being told that define specific heat capacity of a substance. So before we start defining the specific heat capacity, there is something I need to show you. Remember that if we heat some materials so that its temperature rises, the amount of energy we must supply depends on three things. Remember, if we heat some material so that its temperature rises, we need to heat some of the material so its temperature rises. The amount of energy which must be supplied depends on the three things. So those three things whereby the energy depends on: one, it must be the mass. We have the mass. Two, it must be the temperature change. Temperature change. This one is mass. Here it is the temperature change. Okay. Another thing, it is the material itself, because here the material might have the liquid or we might have the solid. Okay, the material itself. So the next thing now, we need to define what is the specific heat capacity. Now you need to know that specific heat capacity of a substances is the energy required per unit mass of a substance to raise the temperature by 1 degrees Celsius. So we can define the specific heat capacity by saying that specific heat capacity specific heat capacity of a substances is the energy required per unit mass of the substance to raise the temperature by 1 degree Celsius. Remember, we started by saying that if we heat some material so that its temperature rise, the amount of energy we must supply depends on the three things. One, we start with the mass, temperature change, and material itself. So for us to define the specific heat capacity of a substances, we can say is the energy required by unit mass of the substances to raise the temperature by 1 degrees. So what is the formula of calculating specific heat capacity? The formula of calculating specific heat capacity. So the formula of calculating specific heat capacity, we can say specific heat capacity is equals to energy supplied over mass times temperature change. Times the temperature change. So if we multiply by the temperature change, now it can be specific heat capacity is equal to energy over mass times temperature change. And that is the formula of calculating the specific heat capacity. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Have a nice time. Enjoy yourself.